you wanna be somebody, even if you gotta leave somebody. Yes, I'm hurt, yes, I'm dead. Most things that I don't wanna say. I won't be around while you change.
Hey you guys, welcome back to Taylor XO, or welcome to Taylor XO if you're a new subscriber. So y'all, let's get into this video. Now I do have my baby girl next to me, so if you do hear her, excuse me you guys. I know some of you hate background noise, I know some of you don't mind background noise, but just giving you a little disclaimer before the video gets started. So let's get into this video, y'all, because I really wasn't planning on doing a video today, just because, for the past few weeks, I know a lot of people have been, left to suspect and wonder some things about what's been going on in Jazzy's home, because as you guys know, when the whole thing went down with her and Chris, with her and Chris, and then, Liv exposing it. It kind of seems like, Jazzy was already MIA before them, but then she really decided to go MIA after that. And I'm guessing, she filed taxes shortly after or shortly before that whole thing went down with Liv, because, she really hasn't been posting ever since the taxes did hit the account, which, is kind of a pattern with Jazzy. I mean, she will post here and there during tax season, but, not as much as she usually does, throughout the rest of the year when she does need the money and she, the tax check is gone. So, it's been leaving people to kind of just wonder, like, is Chris still there? Because, the few times that she has decided to come back on YouTube and post a few vlogs, we haven't seen Chris there. And I know, a lot of people have came out with a few theories on why he could possibly go on. I know a lot of people were possibly saying that maybe, he's not allowed to be there while the kids are there because of the CPS thing and the whole domestic violence situation, which that could have very much been a possibility. And, people were saying, like, did he just decide to leave after they had that big, huge fight? Or is he now just gone because, he just decided to leave? He couldn't take YouTube anymore. But, I would think, especially following the patterns that, she's dealt with him since she's been with him, is that he does stick around during tax time. We know that they usually magically want to go out with each other. So, it could be many reasons as to why, we're not seeing him. But, I know a lot of people kind of want it to be that he is gone because, a lot of people for the longest have been trying to tell Jazzy that this man is not for her, that, she or he is the reason why she is, doing so bad. Her channel's doing bad and, she's not able to do for herself. And, she's clearly not, putting her children first. She's deciding to pay for a man before she, pays for her children. So, a lot of people have been wondering and waiting, like, when is this man going to dip out, because we know that he also didn't want to have legends. So, it's just kind of shocking that just, with everything combined in one, that he is still there. But, a lot of people have been saying that, he might be there, but he's not really there because y'all know, it's just so weird how we never see, anything of Chris's laying around the house. I've said that for all these years, it's just so weird how, typical men, you see, things that they have laying around the house, like shoes or hats or clothes, or, like we don't see a game system, or we don't hear her, speak on much to do with him. So for the longest, the situation has already been weird. So, now that all this stuff is going down and, Liv exposed what she exposed, it's just been even weirder ever since. People were saying that she mentioned moving and she was all for moving. But it just seems like ever since, that situation, she really hasn't spoke on moving. She did upload a video of her doing a house tour with Chris and Legend, and she did speak that there was supposed to be some big things happening in the near future, but she hasn't spoke on anything. And I would just think that, if you are moving and all these big things are happening, you will be speaking on them. It just seems like, she's really scared to speak on certain things because she doesn't want to expose certain things. Maybe, I don't know, kind of give a clear indicator to what else is going on. Who knows? But I do know that, since all this is going down, she has been super secretive. But, it's nothing new, and it's just, another one of her ways to manipulate the people and try to make Chris out to seem, way more important, and, just make things seem like, there is something to hide when really we already know, the true truth of what's been going on. But, we've been letting Jazzy, think that she knows when, we know. And I know, that is her home, and she should obviously know what's going on in her own home. But, sometimes it's like even people who live in their own home just don't seem to understand what's going on in their own home, and they don't see anything wrong with it because, they live in it every day. They think it's normal. But, fast forwarding on, because, she did a live this morning, and she was clearly at her, it was Amaya and Kaylin's basketball game. As you guys know, she did put them in AAU or whatever it's called. And, we've been seeing her adding clips of the practices and the games. And, people have been saying for a while that they don't think that the girls are interested. And she hasn't really seemed to listen to people. And she just has proceeded to try to push basketball on Amaya and Kaylin. And, I don't really ever hear of her practicing with them. Clearly, they do need practice. And I've seen Philip, involved with it some too. But I do think that primarily, Jazzy is the one that participates in it and that wants the kids to do it because I guess, she did it. But she came on live this morning, and clearly, she had said that she was running late. And, I couldn't help but to think, is this the start of something, of what's been going on with Chris and why she was treating the kids the way that she was? Because y'all remember when before Chris came, she was very depressed and miserable, and she just seemed like she was so bothered and irritated by any second of anything that she had to do with those kids. She locked them away. She didn't want to deal with them. And so, I was just peeping today, like, is this the start of Chris being gone? So she's just treating these kids like pure crap. And, I just couldn't help but to take attention to these clips that I'm about to show in this video. So let's get into these clips, and then we will talk about it.
To get here because they're supposed to be with their dad, and I freaking did not hear him calling my phone or Kayla's phone. I overslept. We speeded here. We stayed here, huh? Okay. They only got one game today. I paid $15 for a pass for one game.
Give me pizza.
No, you're not eating no more pizza here.
Give me some.
I'm not here.
I'm hungry.
We're not eating food here. Y'all already did. I'm not buying no more food here. That shit was expensive. Sit down.
So I was going to put those clips separately, but I just figured, they're just short enough, I just decided to put them together. But in the first clip, as you guys can see, Ava, leaned towards her to rest her face on Jazzy. And Jazzy, made this crazy face at her. She rolled her eyes and she hurried up and she got up, or moved her face away like she didn't want to be bothered with, or she was just so annoyed of Ava putting her face on her. And it's just like, I understand the mothers are allowed to have bad days. They're allowed to be annoyed. Sometimes, not every mother is going to be happy with a smile on her face 24/7. And, she clearly was rushing and rushed to the game. And, clearly she was all discombobulated as she always is. But, it just seems like it is always a pattern with the way she treats these kids. And, I really do think that she tries hard to not show it in the vlogs and hide it off of the videos, but it does really show in the lives how she truly does treat them. And, I never see Ava act up. She always seems like she is seeking out the love from her mother, and it just seems like Jazzy refuses to show that to her, reciprocate that energy to Ava. And, it seems like also, too, by watching Philip's vlogs that, since Ava doesn't get that from her mother, she seeks that in Hannah and, any other womanly figure in her life, because clearly, as I said, she doesn't get it from her mother. But, in the next clip, she proceeds to get annoyed with Ava because Ava had asked her for a slice a slice of pizza, and she said, no, that shit is it's too expensive, I'm not getting it. And Ava proceeded to say, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. Now, sis, you have 5 children, you have gone places where maybe, you weren't able to feed the kids that early in the morning, and you had to go on the go, and you had to bring snacks and waters and things like that. Like, sis, why weren't you better prepared? You know that the kids get to the game, and especially in the morning when you were already rushing at the door, why wouldn't you, pack a bunch of snacks in the bag so they can eat and be entertained while at the game? You bring their tablets to restaurants, but then you don't bring their tablets to games, especially when, the kids are going to get bored and restless and want to get up and eat. And you have those things there where you could just whip out a snack, whip out the tablet so you can, quickly get them entertained. And, because we know that Jazzy doesn't really have too much time for any of that stuff that the twins start doing anyway, because I noticed, when those twins act up, she just seems like she wants to just hurry up and give them to whoever's willing to take them. She doesn't really want to be bothered with it. So she just seems super annoyed, and it's just like, sis, we see you out with Legend. Every vlog, you're buying them Starbucks, Chick-fil-A, Whataburger, all these things. But when your daughter asked for a piece of candy, when she asked for a slice of pizza because she clearly was hungry, you didn't feed her in the morning as you guys were walking out the door. But Legend clearly seemed like he was fed, because I would be thinking if the 4-year-old's crying that she's hungry, then the 1-year-old should be crying that he's hungry too. But he didn't seem like he was that hungry, but Ava seemed like she was definitely hungry. And she just had this attitude, and it's really not even given like this attitude like, I had a long day, or my mom, I'm tired, or I had a long morning, I'm tired. It was given like I'm annoyed that my man's not around and I'm tired of it, and I just want him here because I need some help. And, she was taking that on Ava, which, I understand that people do that sometimes. But, as y'all know, Jazzy is known for these patterns of, when men aren't around to help her to, be laid up in her bed, screwing her. She starts to get into treating the kids like crap. And it's obviously, the start of, for the kids getting treated like crap because Chris isn't there. So I started catching on to a few, lies that she tried to play off like Chris was there, but sis, we know he's not there. She started going into how Philip was blowing up her phone in the morning, and how Kaylin's phone, she didn't wake her up, and Phil kept blowing and blowing and blowing her up because I guess he was due to pick the kids up, or I guess he wanted them to, make the basketball game on time, because y'all know that Jazzy usually is always having these girls late for games or whatever they're due to do. She's always late. Now, I understand because she doesn't have a man in the home, to help get the kids ready, get out the door. But since at the end of the day, that is your responsibility. You know that the man is not there. You know what time you have to wake up the night before. It should be no excuse why you're that late, especially when you so-called claimed that this was the girls' first AUU game. So, it just makes no sense how you have no man around there to help you get these kids ready in the morning to get out the door to the game. It's bad enough he doesn't want to come and support. He really hasn't came to support any of the games, but especially at least just to help you get out the door with 5 kids. So she started going on how she didn't catch the phone, and she got out the door late, and the kids were due to go with Philip. So it's like, sis, where was Chris at? Chris wasn't able to help you with the kids, or Chris wasn't around to help you wake up and make sure you woke up. I mean, it's like this man is always, supposedly supposed to be in the house, but she never mentions any help that she gets, nothing. I mean, the kids were literally just looked like they had just woke up and were just thrown straight in the car and just went to the game, didn't get their face washed, their teeth brushed, something to eat, nothing, because, she woke up late. But my point of the whole story was, where was Chris at? Usually Chris is home every weekend. We all know that Chris is usually home Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Hell, usually the whole week. I mean, I don't think he works, but if he does, we do know that he's guaranteed always home during the weekend. So, where was he the night before? Because you said you claim you woke up for the game super early in the morning. So Chris would have been there in the morning to help you out with the kids, because you claim that he doesn't go to work till the middle of the day or later in the day. So he would have been there to help. So I'm just so confused as to why she's trying to cover for this man so hard and not try to expose that he is truly gone. Now, he may not be gone. He may have been in the other room while she's in there vlogging, or he may be home while she's vlogging, out doing whatever. But it's just the simple fact that he hasn't even bothered to help. You know, it's like you would think this man knew that prior to getting with her that there was 4 other kids in the home that she had to also take care of. But it seems like, you know, since she's had Legend, he just leaves her to take care of just the one child, almost as if she doesn't have 4 other kids. Like, this girl has 4 other kids that she also has to take care of. So why is he constantly leaving Legend there for her to just figure it out with Legend? Like, she doesn't have 4 other kids. You know, you would think if he's home and he's able to do it, he could watch Legend while she takes the girls to the game. She clearly looks stressed that she has to haul all of the kids to the game. She even mentioned how Philip and Hannah, she was glad that they were going to be at the game so that they could help her with the twins. So clearly she's having trouble. And, you know, the thing about it is, though, I'm sure she probably wanted the girls to join this basketball team, and she thought, okay, well, Chris is going to be around to help, and Philip's going to be able to help. But she joined this team, and now, you know, it's too much for her. She joined the girls, and now it's too much. You know, she has to wake up in the mornings. She has to pay to enter the games, which she clearly had an issue paying $15 to enter the game. And then she, you know, went on to complain about how the twins are a lot for her while she's sitting watching the games. She can't wake up, you know, early enough. So, you know, all these issues that are going on with her, you know, even just to get the girls to the game, I highly doubt that she will continue the AUU thing with them. I mean, she may just take them out and try to pass it off like that they just didn't want to do it, I guess. I mean, who knows? Jazzy usually comes up with some lie to quickly, you know, cover what she did or, you know, her laziness. So comment down below what you guys think about this whole thing. I know, like I said, a lot of people have been suspecting and just peeping little things like that to where, you know, she may think that people won't find things out. But sis, when you come on here and you speak on little things like that, especially when people can put 2 and 2 together, people definitely will, and people will come up with, you know, whatever they want to. But the truth is that you are not mentioning any man over there helping you. You're not mentioning any man over there, period. And especially since, you know, he got exposed on these YouTube streets for being a woman beater. Now all of a sudden, now she really doesn't want to show or speak on anything that has to do with this man. But comment down below again, you guys, what you guys think, you know, of her, how she's treating the kids now. And that was really my whole point in doing this video. My point was not to really say that, oh, Chris is gone, you know, because we always say that. But the fact that she is now also, you know, treating her kids even worse because he's not around, you know, maybe, or she knows that he's gone. I mean, who knows? Maybe he's gone and he'll come back, or they're taking a break and he'll come back. But definitely we can see in her face, she looked like she'd been crying. She's definitely starting to treat the kids even worse now because obviously we know, you know, something's going on behind the scenes with her and him. But comment down below. I keep saying comment down below, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned for another one.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.